I don't know about you guys, but I just find the world of online multiplayer games absolutely fascinating. With just a click of a button, you can find yourself matched up in a group consisting of random strangers you've never met before, forced to work together against the enemy team in order to claim victory. The sort of people you end up encountering are completely random, ranging from nice and friendly to, hardly people at all. In my personal experience with just over 10,000 hours of this game, I can say that I've met a lot of friendly and interesting people throughout my adventures. But I've also made some enemies. Actually, I've met a lot of enemies. Like, a lot. So I thought it would be fun to go over the absolute worst types of Dota 2 players you never want to see in your games. Some of which you may or may not be familiar with, and some you might actually finally realize is you. Now, these guys are probably the most common folk when it comes to not only Dota, but to almost all multiplayer games out there. But I must say, being that Dota is a very mentally draining and highly competitive game, these types of people are way more frequently encountered here than in any other video game that I've ever played. And they have a significantly higher chance of appearing when you're one final game away from ranking up, I swear to God! AFKing, breaking items, griefing, you name it, any sort of childish behavior these animals have done and will continue doing until they get banned. But let's be honest, we all know that's not gonna happen. I honestly have no idea what goes on in these people's minds. To think in such a way that makes completely no sense at all whatsoever. Like, oh, I don't like the way that we're losing the game right now, so instead, I'm gonna make sure we lose the game by intentionally ruining it. Like, what the actual fuck? Not only is your mental incredibly fragile and weak, but it's also absolutely fucked beyond repair. Like, no normal human being actually thinks like this. Now, these types of people are my personal favorite just because of how hilariously ironic they are. Every, and I mean every single Dota 2 player out there that has a name along the lines of PMA player, good vibes, for fun only, or some other cringe, pathetic alias that attempts to spread false positivity, all share the most radioactive Chernobyl levels of toxic behavior I've ever witnessed in my entire life. These people will not hesitate a single second to call you trash, along with many other different interesting things, just for making a single mistake. Hell, I'm starting to think that they don't even care whether they win or lose the game, since they spend most of their time just trying to get under people's skin. It's pretty obvious that all of them are at least self-aware of their own anger issues and continue to fail repeatedly in trying to fix themselves. But I'm not gonna lie, there's just no funnier sight than seeing a person named Positive Gamer telling me to go 0-1 IRL.
So horrifically bad that this guy does not deserve to live. He should be executed in front of everyone who's ever played Dota as a sign what happens to the disgusting filth that dare pick this hero.
Cool, calm, and collected, by the way. If I received $1 for every time I witnessed somebody running it down straight into the enemy team, trying to 1v5 only for him to throw the entire game because he was an egotistical maniac, I would have a lot of dollars. These guys have a mental illness I like to call main protagonist syndrome, which consists of three main things. Number one, they have an extremely cringe, overly edgy Steam profile with a profile picture of some trash anime protagonist. Number two, they only pick selfish carry heroes that rely on eating up all the space and farming for the majority of the game. And number three, they continuously attempt to take on as many enemies as possible, thinking that they are the chosen one and that they can overcome anything that stands in their way, only for them to fail miserably again and again and again. Just like anime, these players always end up being complete trash, somehow always ending up getting caught farming on the wrong side of the map or just straight up trolling, trying to take on an incredibly one-sided fight. Like, oh boy, I wonder who's gonna win, this level 7 PA with nothing but treads or this level 11 Storm who clearly won his lane. Well, obviously it's the PA, baby, because with the power of the Sharingan, nothing can— Just kidding, you stupid fuck. The Storm's profile picture was Goku, so you never stood a chance.